Hello, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on the Torah. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. And if you look in the book of Deuteronomy, beginning with chapter 8, verse 10, which you've already discussed in a previous class, but then if you continue reading verse 11, 12, 13, 14, and on, and we get the message that God is very, very focused on and very determined about us being constantly in the mindset of gratitude, of saying thank you. And as we explained in the previous class, this is very vital for us. He doesn't need it. We need it. But the idea of saying thank you, of being gracious, of appreciating what we got is one of the most important themes in the entire Torah. In fact, we find it throughout the Torah. This is one example here. When one eats, we find it also if one experiences a miracle. One had to offer a special offering, which is called Korban Todah, an offering of thanks. When one harvested their produce, especially when it was from the special 7 kinds that Israel was blessed with, they had to first bring bikurim. Bikurim means the very first fruits, before they even harvested, before they did anything, that they had to cut down as they marked it in advance, as soon as they started to bud, and bring that as an offering to God in the Holy Temple. And so on and so forth. We find this throughout. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, to show gratitude, and to express my deepest appreciation for my wonderful, dedicated listeners. Yes, and especially those of you who take the time to write a comment. Sometimes the comment can be as short as "Thank you, Rabbi," and sometimes it's very insightful. In fact, over time, we've responded. I made a point to respond to the interesting questions and inquiries that came up in the course of the comments. There's a special shout out I want to make to a few individuals, which names stand out in my mind. I'm speaking now straight from the heart, so this is not something that's scripted. So forgive me if I overlooked your name or if I forgot it. But especially Bob, someone who I had the pleasure of hearing from all the way from the beginning, from when we started these classes. I want to say, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he may have been one of the first to comment, but certainly a loyal, dedicated listener. And this is so important to me, as I'll explain in a moment. Another person that stands out was Anna, someone who's very dedicated, very gracious, always saying thank you and sharing her dilemmas, sharing her questions. This is fantastic. Let me explain to you why this is so important. If you recall, I said in the previous class that God doesn't need our thank you. Well, I would like to say, oh, I'm a big boy. It's okay. There's no difference to me if you thank me or not. I'm not doing this for the thank you. But I do want to tell you that that's not true. I am, at the end of the day, a human being. I am like you, like everyone else. And although I don't need my ego flattered, I don't need anyone to blow extra wind in my sails, so to speak, for me to continue streaming. No pun intended. But the fact is, because I'm human, when you get a thank you, when you get that feedback, it does fuel the encouragement. It does fuel my eagerness to do more. It gives me that push that I need. Yes, it puts extra wind in my sails. Yes, from there I will have more eagerness, more excitement, more anticipation to teach more. And when I have to teach more, I will learn more. So I'm not just doing this for you, I'm doing it for me. So by you saying thank you to me, you're helping me. So I want to say thank you to you. Keep it up. Let's keep on listening. And I want to take this opportunity again to encourage you to give me feedback, especially if you can give me feedback on how we can enhance the classes, on what more positive things we can put into the classes, how often, how much more, and so on and so forth. Because I only know what's happening from my end. I want to hear what's happening from your end.